We
Okay.
are live.
We are. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. Welcome to Breezy Browns Talk. I am your host, Sherry, at Browns Fan GURL on the X app. Tonight, I have a movie star with me. One half of the squad pod, another Bougie Sports colleague. Is there anything you don't do, Miss Lana Stefanski?
Gosh, what don't I do? You're kind of right. I know somebody said that to me today. Well, you have so many jobs.
Many hats. And how could I forget dog chug corresponding as well.
Yes, I am the Stefanski correspondent for the Dog Chug.
Super important.
Yes, and I will be there tonight because Kevin Stefanski definitely needs me to speak on his behalf tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will, that's enough of that because, I can't take your shtick from that place. Otherwise, I'll have Roger coming after me. And that's the last thing I want is an angry Roger.
Heck no. God, love Roger.
Me too, so much. And I can't wait to stalk you after this is done, and then go on there and maybe think of something clever to say besides hi.
Hi guys.
Hey guys. How's the weather?
How's it going?
We all know. It's terrible.
I know. It's going to get bad, everybody out there, too. If you're in the Cleveland area,
yeah.
Look out.
Great.
4 a.m. It's supposed to get kicking.
Oh, really? Good to know.
Mm-hmm. Be careful.
We are covering so much stuff already.
We are. We're good.
Of course. And so I think you know what I'm probably going to ask you. Or not.
Ask away.
Hey, Steve. Hi, the weather. Steve, don't get me started. It's a little subarctic, as you may know.
Just a smidgy.
Just a smidgy. Mm-hmm. So I am always interested in how my co-host, how did this whole Browns fandom begin for you? I like how you started with a vexed sigh.
Okay, I'm gonna give people a background on me that a lot of people probably don't know. I've maybe mentioned it in passing very quickly, but let's just go back in life.
I did not read that yet, Ethan. If you want to text that to me, I will be very grateful.
Yeah, I never got to either, but I saw a lot of.
I saw a lot of
discussion.
Yes, on my timeline about that article.
I saw a few words here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a veteran, but no, that is not how I became a Browns fan, Ethan. No. So my roots actually, people. Now I've lived in the state of Ohio longer than this other state, but I was born in that state that looks like a mitten. I'm like, make a mitten, Lana.
Yes. Show me on the mitten where you're from.
Down here.
Oh,
very close. I'm only, not even 3 hours from here, actually. So really long story short, moved here when I was little. I mean, I remember living up there, but my dad was a big Lions fan and he was a big Tigers fan. I went into
Hi, Brian. Hi, Brian.
I gravitated mostly to baseball. And I loved it. As soon as I got down here and I was old enough, I was off to the Indians games and blah, blah, blah. And then slowly started to
bring me in. We could talk about it. Maybe
some coffee.
Yeah.
And then I started to pay attention to the football team in town.
I am not going to say that. Not tonight. That is not nice.
No. And I have family up there still. God bless
them. Yeah, God bless them.
And we, I OH them all the time and, whatever.
I'm sure they're like,
yeah, exactly. So, that's probably, early 90s time when that,
Awesome.
that started. But then I was in college and having fun and all that and not really
Sure.
paying much attention, but came back around, in the last decade or so, right when things got really bad.
The perfect time to become a Browns fan.
We love, we just love the misery of this fandom, right? We just love to put ourselves through it.
Yeah, it is an abusive relationship that we're all in together, which is quite interesting. Maybe we can get a group discount at some sort of therapy, is what I've been thinking, like, because I know they do those online, therapy sessions. So maybe we could do like a big Zoom session with a group of us at a time and see. We could share our Browns trauma.
We're all owed some compensation.
Agreed.
Yes.
We
need elk and elk on this. For our fandom.
Yes.
It's been rough. I tell you.
So coming back in the 90s, you said coming back here in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
What sparked your interest just because you were in Ohio and you're like, okay, I'm away from the Lions now, so I'm going to pay attention to the Browns. I get it. Look, I mean, the Lions were my team when I lived in Michigan, for sure.
Yeah.
Then when I was in California, the Lions were my team as well. So I was cheering for them, when I was in California. And then moving here, when I found out, Lab was moving here, I'm like, well, I never really had my own football team that I could claim as my own. So since I'm going to be living here, I'm claiming the Browns.
Right?
With zero information whatsoever about anything about the team other than they're in Cleveland.
We weren't warned enough before we made this decision.
No, there was zero warning whatsoever.
No, and I think, for me it became, okay, my friends,
no.
hi, Lou.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, people could read that if they would like.
We're not going to repeat that joke. That's the good dad joke.
That is a good dad joke.
It's a good dad joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and I think too, people, everyone around me, my friends, because then we started to drive, and then it was back then you could walk up, buy a ticket. I mean, you can now
pretty
too.
much.
But it was the fun thing to do. We did it with, at the Cleveland, the Indians. We did it with the Cavs. Of course, did it then with the Browns. And it just became a thing.
Sure.
However, I was younger then, and then getting, as I got older, the real fun began, when you could actually go to the Muni lot and participate. And, the good times, the real
plenty of bad seats available. Not just bad. There's all sorts of seats always available.
I'm telling it is. As it got later this season, did you notice?
Oh yeah,
they were like $8 in the 500s or so.
Yeah,
and even some of the ones that were down the 100s were
cheap, double digit. Yeah, I did,
and I'm like, oh, that is not good.
And the funny part is there's still a wait list for season tickets. It's like we get mad and we stop going. I'm like,
yeah,
because the tickets are already paid off, right? So I'm just mad. I'm just angry, and I'm not going to put myself through that duress.
I know. Have you heard from them at all about the new stadium and what that means as a ticket holder, season ticket holder at all?
Surprisingly, I haven't seen that in my email, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah. I'm wondering when that's going to be.
I still went to, Lou, that's because you've only had season tickets for 2 years. 2 years. It's still new and fun and exciting. Not after like 8 years.
You know what's so funny about all of us, and I love this and I hate this, is that, that's
and the
true.
Browns are laughing all the way. They have the money in hand, even if you don't show up.
All the way to the bank.
Right.
All the way to the bank. every year, right now we're mad. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Sure.
We have no QB, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you one thing, man. They put that schedule out, and that first preseason game, we're all like,
woo! Super Bowl! Yes, every freaking time.
Let's go. We're,
Super Bowl. Yep.
Right? We're spending on our new fits and hats and whatever.
Yes.
Abercrombie sweater I just bought. I mean,
yeah, I got my Fanatics freaking sweatshirt. Yup.
Yep, and we all go clamoring there together. And
yes, every year.
Year.
Again, like I said, moving here, I had no idea that this cycle happened.
Mm-mm. But year. Coming from the Lions, though.
Hope is exactly. It is dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
Not just dangerous. It's expensive. Hope is extremely expensive.
And those fools email me every single day with my fan cash balance.
Me too.
Shop and get.
I'm like, I got $1.80. Come spend your $1.80. And I'm like, no.
No, I'm not buying anything from you right now. I'm salty.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be ready and pumped for
yes.
Super Bowl, Super Browns. Always. Ethan, you're 100% correct.
Very, very correct.
The definition of insanity every year being a Browns fan. Correct. Because by, the home opener, we're going to be jazzed. We're all going to be like all gussied up and looking to see everybody and take pictures with everybody and hug and be like, this is it. We'll have all of our new players in place. We'll be all like,
this is it. I didn't even get to see you guys that day. I know we were kind of all texting, trying to figure out where everybody was because, home opener day, it's crazy. So we were in the Muni lot that day, and it was complete mayhem there that day.
Sure.
And that was the day
the
Donovan Mitchell.
Right. Okay. You were there. You were right close to that.
We were right there while he was keg bowling. And then I heard that Myles Garrett was, I think, on the other side of where we were. We never saw him, though. But
I mean, how can you? I mean, he's hard to miss. He's like, he's like a giant of a human.
Yeah, he's a little big.
Just a little bit.
So is Donovan Mitchell. He's just a little tall.
True, just a little tall, but he blends in fine, perfectly fine.
Right. Tall
guy.
Oh, yes.
We will want to see a shiny new toy QB and going back to Kevin's offense.
We do.
Of course. So even growing up, did you have any one specific game that sticks out in your mind that you watched that really kind of stood out to you? Watching maybe with a family member, or it's okay if you don't.
I'm trying to think. I remember just watching Bernie.
Okay.
That's when really a lot of the memories start, like the song.
See, it's funny. I didn't know about that. And moving here, and I met my next door neighbors and I told them the whole thing. And I told them, like, yeah, we're going to get season tickets. They're so cheap. They're like, they're dirt cheap. It's like they're giving them away. So they gave me all this brown stuff. Some of the stuff that's like hanging behind me, you could see like gave me. Yeah. And they gave me the tape with the song on it. But I don't have it. I don't have a tape. I don't have a tape player. I don't have a tape player.
I do.
Do you? You know what?
I do.
I'm pretty sure I still have it. If I have it, guess who's getting it?
Oh my gosh. I could sing that song. I won't, but I could. I remember every word of it.
And I was like, there's a song? And I looked it up and I'm like, there is a song. Wow. That's great.
Yep. And then I think about how our lives evolve so much. And it was just so funny that he was like, he's my first memory, just watching him play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's talking about Miles. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He is a massive humanity.
He is. He's very big. But to watch him singing the song, and it was a big thing. We will be, Lou, that's for sure. But then fast forward to like this summer, and I met Bernie at the
keeper.
David Njoku.
Oh, Njoku.
softball
Okay,
game.
at the
I met
softball
him
game.
there
Right,
first.
right.
And that was on a Saturday. And then that Thursday night, literally 5 days later, he was at the Kevin Stefanski event for the Keepers Foundation. And so
Sure.
I stood and talked to him forever there. And then we were
hey,
leaving,
Ed.
standing behind us.
Lana is diminutive in stature, but tonight she is huge. Make Dog Chug great again. Always,
That's
Ed.
right, Ed.
That's like, yeah, life goal. Life goal.
Yep. So it's just so funny how, like, the things you think of when you're younger and you're like, gosh, I didn't meet Bernie, and then I see him twice in 1 week.
That is so neat. And he just seems like the nicest person in the whole world. Because I know he's all over the place, with his COSAR 19 supplements now. And I know he has the coffee, which is neat. And so I know he's, working hard on that stuff.
I don't know what he's got stuff everywhere. But yeah, he's really, like, when we talked to him the night of the Keepers Foundation, he was so passionate, I guess I should say, about, kids and their health.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Ethan. You matter. See, that is great.
Yes.
I love that message.
I do too. And so that's really what he was trying to get across to us that night, was just all the, keeping kids healthy and people healthy, and
and just
promoting his stuff and whatnot. But
which is great.
Why not? Yeah.
And just, I like all of his, like, uplifting, like what Ethan said, the you matter, just, that's really, and he's so, like, accessible, which is funny because, like, he started following me when I was fairly new to X, and I didn't feel worthy of it.
I know. I was like, ooh.
And I'm like, I mean, I know who he is. And I know he spent time in South Florida, and I'm like, okay, we got that in common. And I'm like, but I didn't feel worthy to have him following me. And I'm like,
that's how I felt too. I was like, ooh.
I know. I'm like,
yeah.
So he just seems really like a cool guy.
Yeah, I do like that he does that, and he has that presence on there, and that he is following, Browns fans, not just players, or not just, 92.3, the fan.
Right. Yeah, I really like that a lot.
ESPN.
Just because why not be accessible to the fans and have, like, good follow to follow ratios, Whenever somebody has that, I really respect that a lot, because
I do too, because I don't do that all the time.
Well, I mean, the bot ratios too. You got to weed through it if you don't want to weed through it. Because it's, wow, so many. Wild. It is wild. Who would have thought?
I know, right? Scary.
Oh, yeah, Ethan, that was a big moment when Bernie started. Right? It is a big moment. It is.
I did like I said, I did almost a triple check. Like, there are imposter accounts. Like right now, Keanu Reeves follows me, and he's got 4 whole followers.
I love that so much.
I was like, wow, I'm so honored that Keanu Reeves is trying to follow me. And Justin Timberlake too. Justin Timberlake followed me too, and he's only got 8 followers.
I love the bombardment of all the fake Elon Musk accounts.
Oh, I've got tons of those.
And then the ones of his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had any of those ones? I got like 1 or 2 of those on the list in the junk pile. I'm like,
it's just insanity.
Wow.
It's insanity on there.
So I want to know tell me a little bit about your experience at the Keepers Foundation. I want to know what Nick Chubb was like.
Oh, he's so sweet. He's so nice. So, like we said, when we went into that event, it was like, now, let me backtrack and say,
please.
Obviously, this is Kevin Stefanski's foundation. For those of you that don't know, a foundation that he and his family put together. And so this was a night where obviously the money was going to his foundation. And it was just kind of like a passable apps and drinks kind of thing.
I was looking at his plate. It looked good. Because in the picture you took with him,
he had a plate there.
Yes.
So when we walked in, like we literally walked in, and right there to the right was Myles Garrett. And I'm like, whoa. And then there was Wyatt Teller and Carly.
Very nice.
And then to the left was, I think Bernie was to the left, and then there's Ken Carmen and Nate
Bernie.
Segura.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't even know where to look anymore right now. Like, there's people everywhere. And then I saw Nick Chubb, and I was like, Nick Chubb is here in the wild. Nick Chubb is in the wild. Like, you know,
we just present.
I almost freaked out. I mean, I did freak out.
I would have.
Yvette, you know, so he's getting food. And then Yvette decides we need to go talk to Nick Chubb. I'm like, oh, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm just following her, right? So she's like, can we get a picture with you? And he's like, oh, sure, you know. So she takes her phone up, and the three of us are in there. You know, that girl completely cut me out of her photo. Completely. I was nowhere in it. And so we take the picture, and Nick goes, did you see that? And I go, what? He goes, she cut you completely out of that photo. Get your phone. You and I are going to take a picture.
Oh, I love that. Oh, my goodness.
So I pick up my phone, and of course on my phone, I've got me and Kevin Stefanski. or that night, I actually just had Kevin on my phone. He goes, girl, who you got on your phone? And I said, Kevin. And he goes, geez.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was so cute.
So funny.
But we were laughing so hard. I mean, he was so nice. And I know Yvette talked to David Njoku in the hallway, but I didn't get to, I didn't get to talk to David. I mean, I saw him actually that Saturday before at his softball game.
Right. Okay.
But we got to, you know, talk, and actually we saw Jim Donovan there. I talked to Jim Donovan there.
Very nice.
That's the last time I saw Jim Donovan. But yeah, it was just an amazing night. And they did a huge auction, raised tons of money.
That's amazing.
Like, hey, are you bad?
Oh, wait, even better. It's Nick Chubb. Yes.
Seriously. Like,
I wouldn't have done. I would have like dropped my plate like me. I wouldn't have been able to take a picture.
I know, like you don't
overstimulating, too much going on all at once.
It was way too.
I would be okay walking.
The whole night.
I'd be okay watching from watching from way back there. I'd be okay with that just because that's a little much.
It was I did not expect all those people to be there in one place. I really didn't. I thought it was going to be a lot of public, a lot of like the mayor, and the mayor was there. Mayor Bibb was there. But I mean, you know, just I wasn't expecting that. How did Lana become? Oh,
yeah, I was going to get to that, but thank you, Steve. Thank you for fast forwarding on me. Actually, you know what? Before we go to that question, we're going to take a moment to pause to get a word in from our sponsors.
Very good.
Thank you, sponsors. Okay. That's right, Steve. You better be sorry. You're in the corner. So, yes. How did the Stefanski fan, well, not even fan, super fan? I don't want to use the wrong word, you know.
Probably the biggest there is, right? Let's be honest. So anyway, okay, so this is funny. Are you in the mids? Oh.
Okay. So, okay, carry on.
Okay, so you know, let's just all think back. Think back to pre-Kevin Stefanski.
Yes.
Things are terrible here,
so bad.
right? What's our record? 1-31, was it? Is that when it was?
Yeah.
I'm thinking so. I'm trying to think back because this was a while ago now. And my friends, my very dear friends from high school that live around here, and then some from high school, some where we've all kind of migrated. We have a little Browns crew. We're watching games together and all this stuff. And they always have all these parties at their house. So I'm standing there. Okay, picture it.
I am.
Let's picture it. Here's the TV, and I'm standing sideways like this.
Get out of my head, Ethan. Picture it.
Yes,
Sicily,
picture it.
1932.
That's right. So I'm looking this way. The TV's over here. And in my ear, I hear the Browns have hired their next head coach, you know, blah, blah. I can hear it, but I start to think to myself, great. What kind of freaking idiot do we have now? You know, because we got the worst coaches ever. I turn around, and I am not joking when I tell you, when I saw him, I did not breathe. like breath left my lungs. I was like seriously, no, I
Sure.
had no air. And my legs felt a little weak. I was like, oh my God, who the hell's that guy? Who is that? And so all my, everybody around me was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm not okay. Who the hell's that guy? So first it was obviously looks.
Well, I mean, he's a handsome fellow, as we could
He
all admit.
is not ugly. And then, and then I did obviously my research on him with his history with Minnesota and, him playing, crotch football in the past and just his
Right.
whole, and his father being, an NBA executive. I mean, his whole life history and what brought him to where he is now. And then when he came out, guns blazing and takes us to,
Yeah.
playoff season, I'm like,
And
and you do a good job too. And you're not ugly. And you have the best beard ever.
shame on you, Nathan.
It's the truth. I'm being honest. I was like, oh my goodness. And my love is still here 5 years later.
Right. Yeah. And I do remember vividly was that the first time you got to meet him when we were at training camp? Was that the first time?
Yes, that was the first time.
That was so magical. I even got goosebumps and was nervous for you because remember I was trying to get the little kids, all the signatures. And I was like herding them and pushing them to the front. And you're like, there's Kevin. I'm like, go.
Well, remember when we were standing there and we heard that woman go, Coach Stefanski is signing down at the other end. And we looked at each other and you're like, I know you have to go.
Oh, yes.
And I plowed through all the 8-year-olds in front of me.
As you should. You had them. Well, yeah, you were just slightly taller than them, which gave a good advantage. If it was like the 12-year-olds, you would have been in a little bit of a. But thank goodness for that. And the rain, too.
Security. Oh, I know. It's terrible. Thank God I had a hat on.
Yes.
Remember the security guards, like nobody over the age of like 10 was allowed in the front. I'm like, screw. I mean, I seriously blasted through all those children.
It was amazing. It was like it happened in slow motion. Even the rain came down in slow motion. Tell everybody what jersey you had on. Why was the jersey so significant to him, especially?
Yes, I have a couple Stefanski jerseys because I had to get one in brown. I had to get one in white.
Of course.
Let's go. Now I have 2 white because he signed my one white one. But his number in college, his number for everything is 30. His number is college, high school. I mean, that's just been like his number. So I had a Stefanski jersey with the number 30 made, a Browns jersey. And he was like, oh my gosh. He's like, that is amazing. He's like, I have never seen a jersey like that. I'm like, can you believe nobody bought, he goes, I do not have a 30 jersey like that. He was making comments, but he like kept staring at it. You know what's so weird is the week after that, I have a picture of it. The week after that, a Polish soccer team sent him a Stefanski jersey in the number 30 with their team.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
He was like all excited, holding it up like.
You were ahead of the curve right there.
Yeah. And so when I saw him at training camp this summer, when we got that picture, there's a picture, he and I were both in white.
Yes.
I had to get another white one because he signed that one.
So did you frame the first one?
No, I have it hanging up though right now.
Oh, okay, sure.
Covered. But I had my second one on and he was walking towards me and he's like, I remember you. And I'm like, ah. And I go, you can't sign this one. He's like, okay.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so great, though. That is just hilarious. I remember you.
Yep.
I just remember the walk back to the car, and you're like, "Is that hair on the signature?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, I think I was holding the umbrella over you and keeping your hair off the ink because it was,
that's
you didn't
right.
want to smear the Sharpie, right? Because
I was not communicative for like 30 minutes.
I remember.
I could not form words. I was like, did that just happen? Like,
Yes.
I could not believe that happened.
That was a great experience. And just
It was.
seeing how fast you took off was really a tribute to, like, what a great job you are at being, a fitness instructor and marathoner. It paid off.
My running has paid off finally. I knew it would help someday, right?
Yes. And do you remember we put your umbrella in the umbrella checkpoint because nobody was allowed to have their umbrellas? And then you wrote,
Stefanski.
yes, Mrs. Stefanski on it. I think that whole experience was quite hilarious, I think,
It was
overall,
so
and
fun.
wonderful. 'Cause
It was so much fun. Every time we've been there, it's been such a good time because we went again with Heather that time. It was
yes.
death heat. We
Oh,
didn't
that
get to
was
meet
so
anybody
bad.
that day because remember it was so hot, and they just got the players inside. They went inside because I don't even
That
know
was
how they
so
were practicing that
nasty.
day.
Yeah. It was, and that was the first time I think. Well, I know I was in awe. I'm sure you ladies were in awe too of Dewan Jones and just seeing him, and because we were checking out those the tailgate
Yes.
trailer. Well, they don't want to be called trailers, but you know
No.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They were pretty much trailers, but
Yes. But they were air conditioned.
well, yeah, that's why we hung out in there for the longest time.
So hot that day. I mean,
It was awful, but for the 20 minutes we were there, it was great.
it was fantastic. And I got to meet Dewan Jones too.
Did you?
When did I
Right.
meet him? In November at the Kevin Stefanski show in Berea.
Okay.
That's something you'll have to come out to with us next year.
Yeah, for
It's
sure. Yeah.
so much fun. We got to go 3 times this year, and it was just an absolute blast.
I mean, it looks it for sure.
Mhm.
Wow, Dewan Jones. I just want to take a just a picture. I mean, you next to Dewan Jones is hilarious because the difference in scale is just very comical. Like with you and all the pictures of you with all the wrestlers was very. Who is that? Really
Omos.
large. Yes, thank you. And you're just standing next to him. Did you come up to his hips?
I think I was up to his hip. He was so funny. I was like, there's one picture of me, and I was
Yeah,
like,
this is true. I believe this 100%. Even
this,
Dewan Jones
I
couldn't
agree.
block Lana on her way to Stefanski. It's true.
No, I could
No.
run right between his freaking legs. I'll get
Yeah,
right
you
there.
could.
Um,
No doubt.
yeah, I looked up at it. There's a picture of me looking up at him, talking to him, and it's so funny. He's like looking down at me.
Sure.
And I said, like, have you ever, like, besides a child, been around an adult with this much height difference? And he was cracking up.
That is so funny.
That was good. That was good.
That is, yeah, I don't know why, but immediately I could imagine him putting like you in a snuggly and walking around the stadium. Like, Lana's a baby. Not to,
Very easily.
demean you being a grown up, but it's just.
Hey, if I don't feel like walking, just carry me around.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Very funny. Very funny.
And not having to use like a, I was going to say stroller. Don't mind me.
Yeah, I could have used a freaking stroller one of those days at training camp, though.
Yeah. And like, do you remember we were there and they told us we couldn't stop? They're like, you gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta keep moving. No stopping. Nobody can stop. And I think we saw a spider and we were trying to say hi to him. And then the security guard just was really taking his job very
We were many feet away from the players. Remember, that was a very communal area. We weren't even by the ropes or anything.
No.
But that happened to us. We went, was it the day that I met Kevin the second time? No, there was a day, we went 2 days back to back to training camp. And one day was a Sunday. And, who are you liking?
Wrestling.
Dave, I'll tell you in just a second. We'll keep that question up.
Hey, Dave.
So we were going around by the ropes, walking. We're just walking. We kind of stopped and talked like me, Kim, Heather, whatever.
Sure.
And they were like, move. I'm like, what are we doing? We're not jumping over the ropes or anything.
Why are they being so aggressive?
I don't know. I don't
Not
think
cool.
that we're going to do. Okay, so we
Not
like
nice.
moving in the Rumble in a couple weeks. Oh my gosh. I of course, I mean, I love Cody Rhodes. I want Cody Rhodes to win everything, and I want him to win WrestleMania again. And I'm thinking that he will. I don't know. I think they're going to get John Cena through as well. I think we want to see
I
John
have a
Cena.
question.
Yeah.
Not related. What do you think of the McDonald's commercials he's doing in that Mr. Rogers cardigan?
A little funny, isn't it?
Hilarious, because that sweater doesn't look like it should be on that guy. But to
I
me, it's
know.
so funny. It's the
I
perfect shade
know.
of yellow to represent McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like maybe cardigan. You know what it reminds me of? Because where I grew up, every grandpa had the Izod cardigan.
Oh, yes.
I had one
And
in
Windbreaker.
yeah, I had one in mint green, and I got it from Goodwill for like $2, and I loved it.
That's hilarious. I love that
Ironically.
too.
But yeah, that's the first thing it reminded me of.
And the other thing with John Cena too, when we're talking about people like Bernie or whatever, John Cena follows back every single person that follows him.
Yeah, because
Have you noticed that?
yeah,
Which I
he
think is so
follows
awesome. People's like,
me.
John Cena's following me. And it's just like, oh, that's nice. You know, he's very interactive. Yeah, I do
think
too.
they're gonna push Cena too, and it will be him and Cody at Mania.
I agree too.
As long as they don't have Mania, that's all that matters.
As long as they aren't maniacs. Yeah.
Because they'd have to join us in that group therapy Browns fan session.
Just quite the group.
The more, maybe we'll get a discount if there's more of us.
Yeah, group discount.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Always down with the discount. So
I'm always down.
So I'm going to say it's safe to assume that your favorite piece of Browns memorabilia is the Stefanski jersey with the college number signed by Coach Stefanski himself.
Yeah,
that's
definitely it. But did you see I just won a signed David Njoku helmet?
Did you? I don't know how that snuck by me.
I did.
That is so cool.
At the December Kevin Stefanski show, we met Corey Bojorquez, and
I love Corey. MVP. MVP.
People were doing that at the bar there.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have bought him all the beers, man.
It is. We had. Oh yeah, no. People were. He was so nice. And Nathan's there, Gerard Cherry, and so they always do.
Heather wrote rigged. Oh,
Heather, it was
funny.
Not
funny. That's pretty great.
Let me tell this story real quick.
Please do.
So a lady comes around and she gives raffle tickets to everyone present. Somehow I was given 2. I don't know how or why, but I have 2 tickets there. And they each got one, Heather and Kim. And she's like, why do you have 2? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm not saying nothing. I'm keeping my 2 tickets.
Heck yeah.
So they give away a Corey Bojorquez signed football.
Cool.
So somebody wins that, whatever. And then they give out the David Njoku signed helmet. And it was my second ticket.
Heather wrote somehow.
I don't know. I don't know how that could have been rigged. I don't think that there was anyone pushing for me to win.
I believe it. I don't know.
Right? It was Christmas time. It was before Christmas time, so maybe Santa just wanted me to win. I was good last year.
Oh, this is Nathan. Heather, don't hate the player.
Just hate the game.
That is amazing. So do you have it, tucked away in a space? Is it on display in your house? Is it tucked away like in a corner? Did you make a shrine, like a brown shrine yet? Or
not yet. I want to do, because see, this area right here is kind of where we do like, and like if we're doing
Yes.
squat pod or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I usually am right here. I like this lighting, you know, in my profile and everything. I talk about fitness and my running. So
Yes.
my
Your stuff.
all my medals, all my bibs and stuff behind me. So I'm like, I like it right here. If I could fit something
sure,
here,
Mrs. Stefanski.
yeah. If I could fit something here and put like a helmet, the helmet here, I'd like to.
I love that. You can,
You know?
I mean, you can find stands fairly easy on any of the websites, you know.
Yeah, right now it's still in its
Hey,
box.
Mark. Oh,
Hello, Mark.
hey, Mark.
BFG and Mrs. Stefanski.
That's us.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, so I just have it up there. I haven't done anything with it because
well, at least it's safe and it's. Well, yeah, that kind of takes precedent.
Yeah, I had stuff happening. I was like, I'll deal with this helmet after the holidays.
It's safe. It's in its box. Nothing's gonna touch the signature. It's
right. It's perfect.
Sure.
It's perfect.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it right behind you.
Wouldn't it be nice? Like there's missing, like this is like dead space here.
Yeah.
Put it on a little stand and.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Nice background.
That is a nice background.
I'll do it.
So are you looking forward to going to any preseason games? Or are you going to save it for the excitement and joy for the home opener? Is that the game to be seen at? Once again.
We went to, did we go to 2 preseasons this year? I feel like we did. So I like the preseason games. I just like,
it's fun.
There's not as many people.
Well, I got sunburnt. I got my sun hat.
Yes.
Lysandra and I have our matching sun hats. We didn't bring them with us because that time of the year, the sun's down lower and I got a weird, like, streaky kind of sunburn. And
yeah,
I mean, she was toasted coconut perfect. And I'm like, ouch.
I know, right? She her skin is stunning.
I know.
But yeah, I burn. No, but I will definitely do a preseason, at least one of them.
Sure.
Just get in the mood.
True. It is fun. I know people are like, well, they don't count for anything. I'm like, it's dress rehearsal. Of course it counts.
You're watching NFL football.
Yeah.
Who cares?
You are. I hate the negativity when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know?
I know. I can see Kevin on the sideline.
Right.
I don't give a crap.
Exactly. And he's in his peak preseason joy phase. You know,
he's still smiley.
Yeah. Whenever I see him smile, it just makes me want to text you immediately and be like, did you see that? He looks legitimately happy.
Oh my gosh. Some of those videos, like in the Flacco era. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just so sad he's not like that. Very able to. Oh, go Browns.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Definitely go Browns. But I want to know your thoughts. What were your thoughts on the last game? He was in a beanie, and I think that was the first, not just a beanie, but a pom-pom beanie. And I've spoken about this before, but what are your thoughts on Kevin in a pom-pom beanie? Right? Have you seen him in a beanie before?
Not in the pom-pom, no. I've never seen the pom beanie before.
Which I thought was really funny.
Beanie. I've seen
just like a regular, like the slim, not like the cable. That was like
he wore the camo one. Do you remember when we had the service with the camo? He likes that one a lot. The one with the pom I've never seen. That's a new look. But he's in hell. I mean, so like what is probably like
true. I need a little joy tonight. Pom-pom beanie with the Brownie the elf pom-pom beanie.
Frozen. He and I both very big fan of the brownie hats.
Yeah, I need to catch up to you guys. I only have the helmet hats.
Oh, I have helmet. I have brownie. And I just have one with the logo too. Like we're just Cleveland Browns on it. It's a really weird trucker. I like the trucker style though, more than anything. And I do love my beanies. But yeah, he was so cold.
He did look very cold. And in Hard Knocks, when he was like covered in snow, I'm like, I had the Jewish mother reaction. I was like,
I'm like, I have never seen fire and ice in one photo in all my life.
Did you just pause that for a moment on Hard Knocks just
like,
so you could like absorb it in a little bit more?
OMG. Yes. And then there was a video the Browns posted yesterday about it, and it was like the first 3 seconds is him in that snow, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah, I saw
rewind,
that.
rewind.
Rewind, pause.
Pause.
But that is super great. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight. I know you have to hop into your private jet.
No.
So you can get to the dog jug in time, because I know it's all the way across town.
Yes.
I want to thank you, everybody who participated tonight. Please be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment. The Fanatical Elves and Fans First Sports Network puts out a bunch of great content. Also, Bougie Sports.
Yes.
BougieSports.net.
Mm-hmm.
Bougie Sports on everywhere, right? On X.
On X.
And
the Real Squad Pod on X. And I'm Stefanski Girl, obviously, on X and Instagram. And Lavita Lysandra at my co-host on the Real Squad Pod. And at Bougie Sports is Yvette. So all on the X. Thanks, Steve. Have a good night, too.
Yes, Steve.
Steve says hello and goodbye.
Exactly. So I think we covered everything that needed to be plugged.
We did.
Yeah?
We
Excellent.
did.
Also, and I'll see everybody Friday night with my co-host Lou Marconi for Burning Rivers Brown Talk, where we will be discussing new OC hires, new accusations, one from Canada to the defensive front. That's cool. And all things in between.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a big super thank you for spending your time with us. And everybody have a wonderful Wednesday night. Get ready for the weekend. Stay warm, everybody.
Stay warm. Stay safe.
And safe. Look at you being all nice. Stay warm and safe.
That's right.
And we're going to give a go Browns. Go Kevin Stefanski.
Go Browns, go Kevin.
All right.
Bye.